Hi from Zoans. Today I want to show you a way to put the audio that came from your microphone, for example an USB microphone, the audio from your system or from FL Studio, put these two audio sources together and make them recognize in the system as a unique audio input. So now I'm going to explain how to use this free program that it's called Voicemeeter Banana that allow to do this. So let's start. The most important thing is to choose your sample rate and ensure that all devices have the same sample rate. So in this case, for example, I have 4400 and 1000 into FL Studio, and as you can see, I selected the device here, Voicemeeter Virtual ASIO, and this is very important if you want the audio from FL Studio into here. If you go on in the control panel, audio, recording, and you can see here Voicemeeter output. Later I'm going to explain. And for example, if you use a platform like Jitsi, you then can choose Voicemeeter Banana here as a microphone. Now let's start with all the configuration, and now I'm starting to explain you more in details how to set Voicemeeter Banana to obtain this result. So how to take the audio from the mic, take the audio from FL Studio or from the system, put these two audio together and make the system recognize as a unique audio input, a unique audio source. So first of all, as you have seen before, I have selected into FL Studio Voicemeeter Virtual ASIO, and it's important that you in the control panel also you select as a primary device here in the reproduction Voicemeeter input, and also here in the recording section Voicemeeter output. Another important thing is to ensure not just the sample rate, but ensure that you have two channels. Otherwise, you hear your audio just from one channel. So it's important that is, in my case, two channel, 24-bit, I prefer 24-bit, and 44,100 Hz as a sample rate. Then, into Voicemeeter Banana, now I'm going to explain all the section here. So, in the left, you have stereo input 1, stereo input 2, and stereo input 3. And these are real input that can be a microphone, for example. And as you can see here, I have my microphone, my toner, but it's muted to avoid, because I'm recording with OBS and I want to avoid you hear my voice twice. Here you have all the real input, and here you have virtual input. So in this case, the audio that comes from FL Studio, because FL Studio uses the same Voicemeeter Virtual ASIO and the same Windows. So Windows uses the same device. Here, Voicemeeter input. It is called Voicemeeter input because it takes the out and put into the system. So it takes the out that comes from the system. Here in recording, it takes the out and then it put as an input. And here, so returning on our Voicemeeter Banana, of course you have all the fader. And the important thing is that you send, for example, the microphone, you have these buttons here, A1, 2, 3, B1, B2. What does it mean? Here in the master section, you have A1, A2, and A3. these are used for you to allow you to hear. For example, I can choose now to hear my voice from my microphone, and so now I'm deactivating mute and activate A1. So now I'm hearing my voice, and it's kind of annoying because there is a certain delay, and now I'm going to deactivate. But you, as you can notice, you in the video I'm recording, I'm not sending the audio, and so you hear my voice that came from OBS once, not twice. If I activate B1, so carefully now, you are going to hear my voice twice. So in this case, I'm not hearing my voice, but you are hearing twice. So because B1, you can. Now I'm going to deactivate because I don't want you to hear my voice twice. And when I speak, when I activate now, I'm going to activate B1 from here. You can see this meter is moving. Now I'm going to mute here. Okay, in this case, you see the meter is not working. It's not. Now there is my voice here. Of course, you are hearing twice because I'm recording with OBS, and so OBS take the audio from my mic, and also Voicemeeter Banana take my voice from the same mic. And this is very flexible. Here in Voicemeeter, the virtual input section, we have the audio that came from FL Studio, and it works in the same way. So now I'm going to play FL Studio. You hear my voice and you can hear FL Studio. A very important thing I was forgotten to tell you is to set the hardware out and select the device you are using to hear. So in my case, I have these headphones connected with my Focusrite USB. So select your device. Otherwise, you are not able to hear anything. Of course, using these two buttons here, you can choose to hear or not hear the sound that comes from the system, from FL Studio, or you can choose to send or not send the audio that comes from the system or from FL Studio or other things. But it's important that you select here the hardware out. And of course, now you're hearing my voice because there is OBS. But for example, if I deactivate OBS, so let's try to deactivate the audio that comes that OBS take from my mic. Now you are hearing the voice that Voicemeeter take from my mic. So in this case, you're not hear my voice twice because I deactivated OBS. Now there is another way, so return using the mic from OBS and deactivate this one. The limitation, let's say, about this program is that it not support VST. So as you can hear, the voice that came from OBS is cleaner compared to the voice that came from Voicemeeter Banana, or we can say the voice, the source that Voicemeeter Banana take directly from my microphone, but without any filter, any effect. Into OBS, I use filters from my mic. Here, I have a noise reduction, a de-reverb, to improve the audio, basically. And let's say, for certain reasons, you want to have a cleaner audio for your voice, and so you can make this thing. So you go here, advanced properties. Now I have toner, this one, Creative Plus toner, and you select here the option to monitoring the audio. Now I'm selecting this one, so in this way I would able to hear my voice, but at the same time with this option I send also the out, because now I'm recording with OBS. If I, for example, don't want to record my voice through OBS, I can deactivate the out. But the important thing is the monitoring. So in one way or in the other, activate the monitoring, but in the settings of OBS, you can go here, audio, then you have the section monitoring device in advanced, and because you don't want to hear your voice maybe while you are speaking, it's kind of annoying, especially if you have certain delays, so you can choose a different device, different from the device you are using now, Voicemeeter Banana. And so in this case I activate the monitoring into my Asus Sonar, so another audio device that I'm not hearing, because in this control panel is not a primary device. So I have Voicemeeter input here as a primary device, and as you can see here, the meter of Windows is moving. This because OBS send the monitoring into this device, then go into Voicemeeter Banana, and you can choose here, for example, in a stereo input show, I chose Wave, Asus, Sonar, and you can see here the meter is moving. And so now, if I activate and send this voice, now you're hearing my voice twice. The first one that came from OBS, that recorded the audio from my microphone, and OBS process with filters, but at the same time, so OBS record the mic and apply filters. At the same time, it send the monitoring into another device that I'm not hearing. Then into Voicemeeter Banana, I select this device, so this the same device here, Asus Sonar, this device, that is the device that is used as a monitoring, and I activate here, I put this device here, and then if I click B1, I send here, and you hear now my voice twice. Or you can choose to not send your voice, but you want to hear your voice maybe. So activate A1, and now I'm hearing my voice, but not you. As you can see here, this meter is moving, and if I activate this one, this meter is moving, and now you are hearing my voice twice. If I deactivate the audio that came from OBS about my microphone, no, you are not hearing, because if I deactivate the audio from OBS, I deactivate all. So I had to go into advanced audio properties, and then select, for example, only monitoring without of the audio deactivated. And so in this case, I suppose you are hearing my voice once. The audio comes from my mic, go into OBS apply its own filter, but it doesn't send audio directly into the recording. The audio, the monitoring, so goes into another device that I'm not hearing. Here, as you can see, the meter is moving, and then here, as you can hear, as you can see, and as you can hear, so the meter is moving, and you are hearing my voice, of course. Consider, for example, if you use Jitsi, you can avoid all this process, but can be useful, for example, if you want to EQ. So all this process, because unfortunately this program does not have a VST support, but maybe, who knows, in the future, if you have the necessity of some VST effects, you can use this method. So all this process that seems a little tricky, there are just connections. So this one comes from here, that goes here, and then it goes here, and then it goes here, and from here it goes here in recording, here, as you can see. So the meter of tenor is moving, and also this meter of voice meter output is moving, and it's moving of course when I play FL Studio. Another important thing I was forgotten to tell you is how to set the latency. Since if you try, for example, when you select Voicemeeter Virtual ESIO device here in FL Studio and try to click on this panel here, nothing happens. So you have to go here, menu, in Voicemeeter Banana, then click on System Settings, and then go here, Buffering KS, and you can set here, for example, an higher value if you want more latency and so more buffering. And now we have, for example, 47 milliseconds here, as you can see, or I want shorter latency, and now we have here 7 milliseconds. And also another important thing, remember to keep Voicemeeter Banana open, because if you close it, it doesn't work. So you can't hear audio from FL Studio, no audio is sent anywhere. So it's important you keep it open. And so for today, that's all. If you find helpful this video, you can share this video, you can give me a comment below. I will put in the link in the description of this video. I will put the link for the website of Voicemeeter Banana so you can download it, it's free. And also I will put the link for my new track, Pure Inspiration, that is the same track you have heard along this video. So go to check it, and we'll see you soon. Bye!